Yeah, okay, shooting.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's shooting there.
I'll hand these out.
Okay.
Do you need these?
I need these.
There you go. This is mine, that's yours. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. It seems like I'm trying to do 2 or 3 jobs at one time, and we have a lot to accomplish here. As you can see, this comprehensive plan has stirred up a lot of interest, and mostly about the future of the city farm. Now, the papers that are passed out to you, one is about preservation of Virginia. I quoted that last time, 2 weeks ago, and I wanted you to have a copy of that, and also for the record. But I'm here mainly to talk about the economics, because I know people that want to develop that land, they're going to come out and say, well, it will increase the tax base of this city. Well, I'm going to approach that from 2 angles. First of all, and on this other paper, it says, suppose the year is 2025, and you're a real estate agent, and you're trying to sell houses in neighborhoods that are along Mansfield Road or Lucas Creek Road or even up in the Denby area. Which scenario would you prefer? To tell a prospective buyer that there's this nice neighborhood of luxury homes, $500,000 homes that was built on city parkland, taking up the last parkland on the waterfront in this part of the city. Would you rather say that to a prospective buyer, one that could not afford one of those houses? Or would you rather say that it's an excellent waterfront park on the river, on the James and Boyd River and Deep Creek, and it's open to the public? It was planned years ago. The plan was adopted in 1991, the master plan. And that was after another plan was adopted for the Mansfield Deep Creek neighborhood in 1990. And both these plans showed all of this land being parked, going from where the soccer fields are now all the way down to the waterfront, and also including the marina park that the city owns. So which would you rather be? If you're a real estate agent, saying, here, would you like to buy a house near a nice park or in the shadow of somebody's luxury house, blocking the view and the access and the enjoyment of a park that could have been on the river? And I ask you today, as the Planning Commission, which would you rather? People look back years from now and think about what you decided and what the city council will decide. Would they rather think who lost the city farm to the people that belonged to the people of Newport News, lost it to developers? Now, quickly going on to the second part of this, they're going to still say, well, this tax money. Well, do you realize this? If you take the amount of taxes that would come from 205 luxury houses, which was proposed back in 2016, and you figure out the amount of taxes per year, it's a little over $1 billion per year. But you have to consider that a lot of that would go to services for these new residents. And you think about schools, roads, the water, the pipe, the pipelines, sewage, all the services, the garbage, everything that the city provides and subsidizes would deduct from that. Now, even if you were very optimistic and worked out the math here and said, well, maybe half of that would be left over after we pay for the services. And I really don't think that's true. But if you consider there's 76,903 housing units in this city. And that's on page 64 of the draft comprehensive plan, so that's why I got that number. Divide that out, you get $8.13 per housing unit. In other words, even though under a very optimistic scenario, the most that would be saved in taxes per housing unit would be about $8 on average. And that hardly seems worth giving up a waterfront park that everybody in this city could enjoy. And let's go even beyond that. That's thinking that the value of the houses around in the existing neighborhoods would not change if there is a park on the waterfront. And my contention here is that the value of existing houses would increase so much it would offset anything that would have been gained by developing that property and then getting real estate taxes from it. So in other words, we could keep the park and get even a better tax base. That's what I believe is true. And if you have a comment on that, I would appreciate you saying something. I want you to really think about that. What would the city be? What would the city be without the parks that we have now? And then think about the waterfront park that is most used is Huntington Park, and it has like 950,000 visitors per year. It's the busiest park in the whole city, but it's not that large. It's at one end of the city. So people need to be able to use this great asset, this park that was planned and adopted years ago, and it will help to make this city what it should be. Now, there's additional economic benefits and that come along with this. Healthier, happier city would be people would come from outside the city to use the park, and they would spend money in the city. And at the same time, you don't have to educate their children or do other services that we do for residents. New businesses would be attracted to the city. And businesses today, the kind of businesses that have the jobs that we really want to come to this city are the ones that are most cognizant of what we offer the people, the citizens of this area. And that would be good schools, that would be parks, that would be other opportunities for recreation. And we need to think about that. So, does anybody have any questions about this? This is a topic that the developer side think they have an economic advantage in discussing this, but they do not. Because the park itself will generate a better community, a more valuable place for people to live. Thank you very much, and please consider this. And
appreciate the time. So that's the last of the cards I have. And you make the citizens aware that we're not actually supposed to